This is the cruelest magic in human history. The man closes the little lid, cut straight through with a sharp knife, then start dragging the box across the air. Ethan took the small box off. Show everyone the head in the box directly. The woman also smiled and winked. You may think the woman is gone, but when he put the box back in, the head was attached intact. He is India's first magician, Ethan. He has countless famous fans, but at the same time, his talent also attracted the jealousy of his friend. Awesome. Is this performance a levitation technique? Ethan didn't know that he was going to step into the abyss. This time the steel wire in mid-air was cut with iron pliers. He quickly fell down. Eventually, Ethan falls into the water. This made him break his spine, falling from the peak to hell. 14 years later, Ethan wakes up in bed by his private nurse Sophia. He's in a vegetative state now. The whole body can only move slightly above the neck. Ethan opens his mouth with white teeth. Because Sophia brushes his teeth 3 times every day, wipe his body every 2 days. The arrogant Ethan can only be hung in mid-air to wash his hair, because this allows for complete cleaning. Ethan wrote a book about life and also did a radio broadcast. Most of the people who listen to his radio are disabled. He used his voice to inspire the audience to live strong. Ethan has also become a hero in the hearts of countless listeners. Everyone thinks he is strong and optimistic. But this day he called his lawyer. He asked her to help him file a petition with the court. Submit an application for euthanasia. Because Indian law allows euthanasia, he gave hope to countless people. But he doesn't want to live anymore. Looking at the resolute Ethan, the lawyer seemed to understand something. The next day Ethan's doctor came to the house. It turns out that Ethan's body is getting worse and worse. Various organs in his body have begun to fail. At that time, he can only rely on various machines to maintain his life. The lawyer took the claim to court shortly after, but the judge rejected the request. This matter quickly attracted the attention of the society. Of course, this also includes his nurse, Sophia. The day, Sophia said with red eyes that she was just his nurse. She also defied Ethan's call that day. For the first time, she ignored him and shouted at him. But at night, Sophia still came to take care of him as before. Ethan is a little excited. Sophia directly gave him a sedative. This female nurse is massaging the patient, but the paralyzed patient was doing the whole thing there. Oh, just this place is uncomfortable. Right there. What did the nurse do? It's insane because the man doesn't feel the whole body. Ethan always teases Sophia in this way. Sophia has always taken care of him like this. The relationship between the two is incomprehensible. Although Ethan is very happy every day, but in fact, only he knows the pain in his heart. The lawyer came home today. She told him the court rejected the euthanasia request. Ethan decides to use his own broadcast to start a special program on euthanasia. Let all listeners vote. When Sophia heard this, she immediately stood up and walked out. The lawyer found her and hoped that Sophia would understand. But Sophia is very angry. She said she even forgot to have children and always thought about alleviating the pain of Ethan. She will try her best to keep Ethan alive. I've been doing this for 14 years and will continue to do it for the rest of my life. But the lawyer is a little out of control because in fact, Ethan has been imprisoned in bed in a wheelchair for 14 years. He didn't even know he was peeing. It was Sophia who helped him clean it up. The lawyer said that this time they must obey Ethan's wishes. Soon after, Ethan's euthanasia special program will be broadcast. But almost listeners voted against. They all want this man to live on, even emotionally calling him a coward. Until he got a call from a listener. That's his former magic assistant and also his former lover. Because she loved him and understood the pain of this man, only she voted yes. Even this, Ethan also decided to apply to the court. Let the court approve his own euthanasia. This time Ethan will come out in person. He hasn't been out of the house for 12 years. In the car, he saw blue sky, white clouds, and free birds. He gave one of the few genuine smiles. Until he saw the scarecrow on the grass, he felt the scarecrow is like himself, an empty shell without a soul. Soon after, Ethan came to court. The judge saw the situation and decided to consider it appropriate. They decided to adjourn the case. The next court session will be held at Ethan's home. A few days later, the court continued at Ethan's house. The lawyer points out that no normal person wants to be euthanized. unless he is on the verge of excruciating pain. The doctor of Ethan also said his medical condition immediately can only be maintained on a ventilator. Sophia also agreed to let him go with dignity. But the inspection agency said, "Why did Sophia take care of him for 14 years? He said she might just want the wealth after Ethan left." The lawyer quickly took out Ethan's financial certificate. Ethan has mortgaged the house and owed Sophia 2 monthly wages. She said that, if there is a person in the world take Ethan's life more than her own, that person is Sophia. She goes above and beyond the duties of a nurse, beyond friends, beyond relatives, even more than his wife. Prosecutor asks Ethan's mother's opinion. The mother said that she gave birth to him. She believes that her own son has the right to control his own life. When prosecutors asked her if she is willing to help her son end his life, "I will. I want to end his pain. I want his sufferings to stop. I love you, my son." Mother wants her son to have the dignity to choose death. Everyone is silent. The judge then asked Ethan if he had anything to say. "I want to show you a magic trick. It's a courtroom magic." Prosecutor walks into the box and is covered. Ethan in the wheelchair says it only takes 60 seconds. But less than 30 seconds, the prosecutor started yelling inside. Ethan started hitting the box hard. Ethan makes people open the box. Prosecutor is angry. He said it was suffocating inside. Even his limbs can't move. "That's just 60 seconds of my life." "Sir, it's only 60 seconds." After listening, the judge was silent. He began to think again. Some time passed, and it starts to rain outside at night. And it's raining on the roof. Water droplets hit Ethan's face. He wanted to dodge but couldn't. He started calling his mother, but he didn't know why no one answered. He was helpless. The rain hit him in the face, like a sharp knife pierced into his heart. He's not resisting and letting the rain fall. It wasn't until the next day that Sophia discovered all this. But then came the bad news. His mother passed away last night. Maybe every mother doesn't want to let her child go first, so she leaves first and waits for him in heaven. Ethan is also relieved. He seems to have seen something. Today on his radio show, the man who once framed him paralyzed calls. Maybe fear of uneasy conscience. The man wants to ask Ethan's forgiveness. But Ethan didn't care about this for a long time. The two were used to be best friends. A few days later, an uninvited guest came to the house. That man is Sophia's ex-husband. The two have been divorced for many years. The man came to see the person who made Sophia abandon him. What is his status? He was so angry. He didn't expect this person to be a vegetable. The day Sophia was knocked down by him at once, the man held her in front of Ethan. He wanted to show Ethan how trash he is. Then the man rudely dragged Sophia away. But Ethan still can't do anything in bed. Losing Sophia's company, Ethan becomes silent. In the past 14 years, Sophia has never left him. He's in pain, but can't do anything. The court's decision came shortly after. The local court doesn't allow anyone who doesn't care about life. Ethan's appeal was rejected. Now he just wants to die with dignity, and can't do it. It's still raining a few days later. A person came in front of Ethan's bed. It is Sophia. Sophia said that she completely solved the trouble. She's free now. She said that she is willing to help Ethan realize his wish. She will help Ethan go in peace. Ethan knew that Sophia would definitely go to jail if she did that. 20 years or 40 years doesn't matter. Nothing beats your life sentence. Ethan was very excited when he heard this. Turned around and asked Sophia if she wants to marry him. Sophia turned her head. She waited a long time for these words. The day, Sophia happily fell into Ethan's arms. The next day, Sophia changed Ethan into a magic dress. He entertained all his friends. Ethan smiled very happily. He also told everyone that today is to celebrate his marriage to Sophia. Also to celebrate this is his last day on earth. He thanked all his relatives and friends for their company. He also thanked the wife who just married him last night. Ethan can't move, even though he is in bed. But he still sings and laughs happily. At the end of the banquet, everyone ran to the bedside. A little injection of medicine next to the bed. Finally, Ethan laughed happily. He smiles like a child. This movie ends here. Thank you for watching.